Hey, shalom, everyone. I was gonna pick up back on this test of inversion. I came across this from someone that got it off of Google, and I didn't really watch all the video, but I watched some and I took screenshots, but I didn't really get all of it good, and some of it I got duplicates of, which I didn't fix either, so you're going to see that. But anyways, I want to touch this, and then I have some notes to go over, and then I want to have some stuff to look on Google and show y'all about these Essenes and about this test, what's it called? The Essenes, the Testament of Moses. Like, they changed the 10 Commandments. They've taken animal sacrifice out, and I'm going to show y'all where they're getting all of this. And also why they're running around here claiming themselves Tavex and all this stuff. It's just, it's wild. But anyway, so I'm going to try to, I've already hit this on this last couple videos where I'm talking about this. Okay, so the test, and yeah, I'm not going to break down Isaiah 29. I've already did it several times. But, so Google is telling us about this test of inversion, and that how those that are drunk in Isaiah 29, that are drunk, in idolatry, that are the wise, that Yahweh says the wisdom of the wise is going to perish, because their hearts are far from him, because they believe in this second temple myth. And so it talks, Yahweh says, woe to you that seek deep to hide your counsel, from Yahweh, and says, who sees us and who knows us? Surely you're turning of upside things upside down will be esteemed as the potter's clay. So this Google is saying, so this inversion, so what, and I'm telling you, Yahweh went ahead and nipped that in the bud today. I had to make a video about it, where Tessa Yahah, where they're doing this in these books. She's falling for these books. But she's falling, she's going to fail the test if she keeps messing around with these books. Oh shoot, I knew I was about to lose it right there, man. I hate when I do that. I do that often, y'all know. Anyways, let me just go ahead and go. Maybe we'll come back. The entities. Okay, so, yeah, so they're turning upside down of fangs. Okay, yeah, about the video, Isaiah 42. I did Isaiah 40 through 42. I should have covered 43. Plumb up all the way to through Cyrus, king of Persia, falsely fulfilling Isaiah 44, 45, 46, and 48. 47 hasn't came to pass, says the virgin daughter of Babylon getting destroyed, the moon. But anyway, so this is crazy because, okay, so we got what Isaiah 29 is saying. So they're saying in this test to go to Isaiah 34. So I'm going to read it down here because, or I'm just going to read. The entities, Isaiah 34, 14. See, I didn't look at it like this. I didn't realize that these wild beasts that's also mentioned in Isaiah 56 is literally these demons, these goat demons, and what we're fixing to read, y'all. Like, Yahweh says his watchmen are dumb dogs that don't know how to bark. They're telling, that's the same chapter, Isaiah 56, that is Baraka for all nations. And they're not to say, to any of us, especially being called by Yahweh's name right now, that that we can never be a part of his people, which, you know, they have exalted themselves, and they're acting like they're Yahweh, and they're telling lies, which this is the delusion Yahweh's got them under. So they're in big trouble, and they don't even know it, but they're really prideful and arrogant and all this stuff, and, you know, this is what these books are doing. But yeah, he's definitely just testing who's gonna Barak Yasharel, who's going to not oppress the strangers. You know, whoever makes it is all gonna have to get along. So the ones that don't get along, like, I really hope nobody thinks that I have a problem with anybody, because my intentions is not to hurt his people. My intentions is to help his people make it. I'm not the enemy of Yasharel. I'm not. But I'm trying to help them return. That's why I'm working hard to help his people and find these lies and stuff. First it went for, you know, I got in this truth to, first and foremost, to protect my children. 6 years ago, I knew he showed me what dangers were coming. It scared me to death. I knew this day was coming. And I did it first and foremost to protect my children and cover my own butt. And then it got to, you know, realizing who Yasharel is. Then it went to helping them. And then to, you know, just anybody. It don't matter. But anyway, so, okay, so the satire, the text explicitly says the satire, the goat demons, y'all, shall cry to his fellow. See, these angels, cherubim, are going to descend down into this place. And yeah, it's going to be, Yahweh's going to scare them to death. He's going to scare them to death. They're going to be surprised. He says, what chapter, Isaiah, is it 41? Or is it 41? That might not be right. Where it says the hypocrites are in the wilderness are shocked with fear. Like, they're thinking they've got this, and then they find out, oh gosh. You know what I'm saying? What they're, you know what they're doing? The idolaters of Yasharel. These books of Job. These books of, I can't remember another one specifically. But, they've got them literally eating popcorn, sitting back, laughing at people dying, nations dying, whoever dying, especially all the white people dying. Their role as Yasharel is to lead the nations to Yahweh. Yahweh does not want to put anybody to death. Yes, he has some marked for death, like I've said again, but he doesn't even, you know, these books teach that he has pleasure in the death of his saints. That's a lie. I can't even believe y'all are calling yourselves saints, man. But anyway, so this dang goat David, bro, shall cry to his fellow. Who is his fellow? This chick right here. This goat demon is the freaking sun, and the moon is the Lilith, the night monster, who has rule over the day and night. Hello? Listed in Lilith. She finds her resting place there. The Greek text translates the inhabitants as donkey men. The Greek text translates. And demons. See, I never see Yahweh's word saying demons. This whole demon stuff comes from books of wisdom. Confirming these are hybrid creatures, not just normal animals. Wow. The evidence, the book of Yahweh, Isaiah 34:16, commands you to read this specific list to realize that these entities, them two right there, hybrids, are the one. You know about why it's saying hybrids. You know Baphomet's a hybrid. This is their nasty stuff, that their wickedness and how, you know what I'm saying, corrupt. You know what I'm saying? When Psalms is a false prophet, but when you look at it the way I do now, and look at it all at Psalms 82, you know, it's Yahweh talking to the host of heaven, the sun, moon, and stars. The sun and moon is who his anointed ones are. So they're the ones that are not doing right. And they're the ones that he put Yeshua into the hands of. And like Isaiah 47, she hadn't even had mercy on the ancients. Like they have, she says that there's a lot of people that just think that she is Elohim. That Elohim is a she, and there's nobody other than her. Go read Isaiah 47. That's why. Zechariah 5. This chick named Wickedness in a box with a lead top on it was took by these two angels to the land of Babylon to be set up in worship. These are the wood and stone idols that Yahweh has given y'all. Zechariah 4, 5. Zechariah 3, 4, 5. This high priest in Zechariah or Zerubbabel, they try to play off both, is neither the cornerstone in Isaiah 28. David is the cornerstone that's safe to build on. There's never been a second temple. Then books have to go. That's how you flee Babylon, right there. Yahweh's done destroyed the horse and its rider already. Y'all don't understand that. It ain't gonna be let my people go this time. He's done destroyed Babylon. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, like, there's like several different layers to Babylon. And the ultimate true Babylon that's going to fall from heaven that Yeshua will taunt after they've been gathered is Hillel, the sun, the S-U-N. He's the one that's trying to be like Yahweh. He hasn't fell from heaven yet. The devil Satan character is a myth, y'all. What all books is that Satan mythological character mentioned in? He's mentioned in Job. He's mentioned in Psalms. I'm pretty sure he's mentioned in Chronicles. What, Zechariah? We know the New Testament. I feel like there's another one. I'm sure. So yeah, most people can't even see who Yahweh's true anointed cherubim is, which is described in Ezekiel 28, 11, 19. You know, in the day that he was created, he was adorned with every precious stone and set in the finest of gold. This is how the sun puts off the colors that it does. This is why churches have stained glass in their churches. As the sun's rising, they get to their morning service early in the morning as their sun god's rising, and it shines through those stained colors. It's because that's what their God is. You know what I'm saying? That's why people lavish in gold and silver and make these idols and stuff, because this is the merchandise of his sanctuary. You'll have to read these words, what Yahweh says, and have to understand them. You got to be careful with Isaiah 14, because it'll make you think it's a man. He is not a man. He's not the devil Satan character. He's not the serpent. He was in the garden, Ezekiel 28, 11 through 19 says. But he's the cherubim that's guarding the way to the tree, forbidden tree of life that y'all are eating from. In Psalms and Proverbs and all these books of wisdom. All of them. Even the Second Temple. This tree represents Mary, and JC is the fruits. So y'all better let it go. Here's these goat demons, y'all. I'm serious. These goat demons is going to get y'all's butt. And look, this night monster. Do y'all want that? Do y'all want that? Is that how y'all want to go out? Y'all better quit being wise. You better quit doing what Yahweh said not to do. I can help anybody come up to par pretty quickly. And you know what I'm saying? Try to go help somebody else, because these goat demons, bro, and this monster right here, this night monster, but it's scary, I think. So the evidence, the book of Yahweh, Isaiah 34:16, commands you to read this specific list to realize that these entities, those names, are the ones waiting for the mates. See, you know, we're supposed to see the missing mates to these entities that's in the wilderness, right? And y'all need to go back to my last video, because it talks about Solomon and this test of the demons, okay, in the wilderness. And these demons are in Solomon's ring, bro. Solomon means son. Y'all better get. Solomon's wisdom is corrupted. This wisdom right here is from the Greeks. 1 Corinthians. The Yehudim require a sign from the Greeks. And then the Greeks seek human wisdom for them. So they're in a tangle. They're in a web. They're caught up. Yasharel was never sold to the Greeks. Joel is trash. Zechariah is trash. Daniel's trash. Ezra, Nehemiah, yes. Malachi, absolutely. Go watch the video on Malachi. That's important. These books of wisdom, Second Temple books, are actually telling you. They're telling you of the crimes you're committing. It's telling you the truth. Then it's telling you of your crime you're committing. And then it's giving you the delusion that you want. So that's why every book that's raised up in Babylon, Jeremiah 29, that Yahweh warned us not to listen to, that chapter is tricky. It's tricky. You have to understand in full context what Yahweh is trying to say. If you cherry pick, you will think that it does say after 70 years, Yasharel returned back to the land. But it's the lie. It's the lie. Yeah, he just is telling us what the lie, that these false prophets that he's warning us not to listen to are telling lies in his name. He didn't send them. See, the letter was sent to the exiles and the priests and stuff that was already in Babylon. It said, do not listen to these prophets that are in the midst of you. And he said, and this is why the curses come down in full. So the people that was left back in the land during Jeremiah's time, you know, they fled the Mitzrayim, which Yahweh told them not to, or almost set a foundation stone. And King of Babylon's going to come get you. And he did. And then the exiles over here that he was telling them, he was like, you know, don't listen to these prophets and stuff. And, you know, of course, Yasharel never listened to Yahweh. See, y'all don't understand the severity of what all happened, I don't think. You don't, because y'all believe in these Second Temple books. Y'all think Yahweh had favor and pity and mercy. No. He hid himself. I could give you probably about 7 different scriptures, more than that, where he says he's hid himself constantly. But nobody's picking up on this. So I think I was almost saying something else, but it's okay. I'm going to move on. Yeah. Oh, gosh. This stuff is scary, y'all. So the book of Yahweh, 34:16, commands you to read this specific list. These are the ones that are turning things upside down over there in Isaiah 29. These drunk, idolatrous. But, the book of Yahweh commands you to read this specific list to realize that these entities are the ones waiting for their mates. They are the hidden ones of Psalms 83. You know everybody that quotes Psalm 83? Well, those are the hidden ones that these dang entities are going to get of Yasharel in the wilderness. He's gathering y'all back in anger. Ezekiel 20. This ain't all eating popcorn, sitting back, laughing, and oppressing strangers and doing all kind of wicked stuff. This ain't the time, Yasharel. Wake up, please. I promise I'm here to help. I ain't mad at nobody. I understand why everybody's like how they are. I don't care about none of that. Just you still got time to take heed and listen to this, y'all. Please. I don't want y'all to be got by these damn demons, man. Y'all, no. Come on, man. I don't want that on nobody. Even that Mr. Weird Talk. Hey. This dude literally told me that he was going to pray to Yahweh to have me put to death. And it stuffed me out. And that Yehudith Yisrael, she's going to snatch my skirt off me. She don't even think I should be even wearing fringes. But I know what the Torah says and what his word says. She's in idolatry. And she's telling me, somebody that's not in idolatry, that? I don't know. But anyways, I still don't want y'all to get by these demons. Y'all might want me to be gotten by these demons. Y'all probably would laugh at me starving to death and being persecuted. But you know what? I'm not like that. I don't enjoy the pain and suffering of anybody. And when the time comes and I see people put to death, I'm going to know exactly why it's being done. And it has to be done. I don't know who he's going to do it to. But I know the ones that are treading the deepest. I can see. And the ones that are treading the deepest are the ones that are prideful and arrogant. They're going to totally miss the sign of Isaiah in Isaiah 40. Is it Isaiah 41? Is that in there too? I don't think I'm getting my chapters mixed up. Yeah. Y'all going to miss it. He's going to plant in the wilderness and provide water in the wilderness and planting the shittah tree and the fir tree and the box tree and all that together. So, so Yasharel will see, this is from Yahweh. Go to the left to Zion. Don't listen to Matthew 24 and not go to the desert. Or when they see this Messiah going in the secret chambers, fulfilling Isaiah 40 and Isaiah 52. Okay, so let me move on. So yeah, them hidden ones. Everybody's out here Psalms 83 in it. Oh gosh, y'all. I'm serious, y'all. They are taunting Yahweh in Psalms 23, saying they are saying Baal is their shepherd. They're not saying Yahweh, y'all. They're not. They might say they are. They can't see. They're in a delusion. They think Psalms is talking about Yahweh. They do. They think they are Yah only. And they're meditating on this very dark chapter. The previous chapter was falsely fulfilled not falsely fulfilled, but it was where JC is on the cross. Crying out, my Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? And they done, cast lots for his garments. And, you know what I'm saying? All this, we know what that is. Psalms 110 is the transfer of power from David to JC. Psalms ain't got nothing to do with David. I can show you all the red flags in Psalms 1 and 2. See, you can always catch a false prophet book really right off, what I've noticed, right off the bat in the first couple pages. And I really want to get to go over Hosea because I've been trying for 4 years to trust Hosea. I haven't had a good feeling about Hosea at all. And here recently I thought Yahweh was trying to show me that Hosea is a true prophet. But now I'm just still conflicted about it because for several reasons, probably 2 or 3 reasons that I can't fully remember right now at the moment. But I can remember, okay, specifically like this. Because it talks about in that day, Yasharel will appoint for themselves a leader, right? And to return back to the land or whatever. Something to that. It's in the last days, right? That's a lie, because it's already written what one shepherd's going to be. It's going to be David, and Yahweh done chose him. He's the cornerstone. Ain't nobody choosing nothing. But the loss of power of the 70 shepherds. You mentioned the Israelites were going to lose power for a while. The specific mechanism for this is found in 1 Enoch 89, known as the vision of the 70 shepherds. The handover, Enoch records that Yahweh Baal of sheep physically handed, I don't like saying that, physically handed Yasharel over to 70 angels. Remember, he said y'all are going to worship wood and stone in the land of your captivity. Not him. To be destroyed and ruled over as punishment. So the punishment didn't end after 70 years. It didn't, y'all. The curses for disobedience proves it. Leviticus 26, Deuteronomy 28 to chapter 30. Chapter 30, when all these blessings and curses come upon you. In the last days is when he's going to end y'all's captivity. And only Yahweh's name is mentioned in this chapter. And he warns what's going to happen if you go after other mighty ones. So y'all got to understand, y'all are going after other mighty ones by being in this second temple. The Torah is sealed, and it proves that only in the last days. His prophets prove this too, his binded up ones. But a lot of people don't care about that. They don't care about the sealed Torah either. But it's there. It's in both of them. 70 shepherds to be destroyed and ruled over as punishment. The correlation, these 70 shepherds correspond to the 70 nations of the Gentiles. The loss of power is the legal transfer of authority from Yasharel to the Gentile angelic princes. These are the nations. See, they don't know about David. They believe in the M word over in Daniel 12. That's who they think this angelic prince is. You know what I'm saying? Angelic princes who then killed, legal transfer authority from Yasharel to the Gentile angelic princes, these 70 shepherds, off in Enoch, and y'all are sitting there saying all their names constantly. See, I don't even want to say the E word. I please forgive me, Iowa, because I gotta hurry up and wrap this up from unraveling these lies, and then I'll be done with this, and I can get back to Yahweh's word, because I gotta get ready for Passover anyways. But I don't like the e-book. I'm gonna just call it the e-book from now on. How about that? I'm gonna try to remember that. The e-book. Okay, so let's see if I can remember that. I'm gonna try. The loss of power is the legal transfer of authority from Yasharel to the Gentile angelic princes, who then killed more sheep than they were commanded. And see, I screenshotted you see this? The pedestal Job sockets? I don't know. See, I want to go back and study that video that she made. I really want to do that, because there's a lot of stuff I missed off. The evidence of the stone addition to Tanakh, Jeremiah, Daniel, the Testament of Solomon confirms your assertion. The sons of El Elyon in Psalms 82, which is the host of heaven, y'all, the sun, moons, and stars, these 70 angels, okay? That's all for Enoch. Okay, I'm going to just keep reading. Okay, so the assertion, the sons of El Elyon, which, El Elyon is Yahweh. The sons of El Elyon, Yahweh is the only Elohim. The sons You remember, just like in Genesis, when it says the sons of Elohim came down and had sex with the women. So yeah, that is the same thing, y'all. The same thing. And we're warned in Deuteronomy 4, do not be seduced into worshiping these. And y'all are all off in their books, calling on their name. You're not supposed to make mention the name of another mighty one. Why would he give us all these names? Why would he give us all these names in Daniel and in the ebook, in the New Testament? I did good, yay! I like that too, the ebook. I mean, I don't like that book. I hate that book. It's a scary book. Hey, one day, I was sitting there listening to that Tessie Yah, and I was screenshotting a bunch of stuff, and I was listening to it. She don't understand. She's talking. She's speaking over herself, her death sentence. She thinks it's about somebody else, but it's really about her. It's sad. But I'm kind of not almost feeling bad about her anymore, because she's going so deep to turn his word upside down. And we're commanded not to add nothing to his Torah or take away from it. You know, his Torah was put in the Ark of the Covenant. That's not something you can just freaking come and butcher just because you don't have the correct understanding. I'm sorry. Nothing. I've never found anything in his Torah that is contradicting, or anything that he hasn't helped me put together with the books of the prophets that y'all kill. It all goes hand in hand. I've studied the Torah only path. I've studied every path there is to take. And I stand on what Yahweh has taught me. And that's Deuteronomy 4:2 and Isaiah 8:20. If you're not speaking according to Isaiah 20, if you're not speaking according to it, you're in the dark of idolatry. I can tell one split little second, little hair, as soon as you step outside of it. This is what I've been studying to know. And then here I come right here at the end with all these freaking lies. See, out of this whole time, I have been studying these prophets for over 4 years. I've been saying the same thing for over 4 years. And ain't nobody really, you know what I'm saying? And, so I just got to this point, and now all these lies are coming my way. And I've really never studied anybody. You know, I'm like, I don't want to listen to the lies. I don't want to listen to lies. I don't want to listen to lies, right? I'm not interested in the lies. That's really... But Yahweh takes me to the New Testament. He takes me to... You know, I've studied all the false prophets. I've held all the prophets up in the OT and so-called... the alleged made-up OT and made-up Jewish Tanakh. I've held all the books up, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're supposed to do. You know, we're supposed to... Because Yahweh's testing us to see whether we really, truly love him or not. And we're listening and obeying his voice. So what all is his voice saying, y'all? It's saying to expose these false prophets that try to get my people to forget my name for a Baal, such as Daniel, Zechariah, Ezra, Haggai. You know, you get the picture. I've heard it said it 1,000 times. And then, you know, we're supposed to, you know, those he is instructed. In Jeremiah 9, he says, don't trust your brothers, you know what I'm saying, for good reason. And he said, you know, he's got some that he's instructed on how to explain it. Jeremiah 29, don't listen to the false prophets raised up in Babylon. You know, Isaiah 3 is critical. He took everything away. Everything. Everything. The curses come down in full. There was no redo after 70 years. Cyrus, king of Persia, didn't fulfill anything. But first, okay, aliens that are okay. So the Testament of Solomon. Hey, I don't know what the Testament of Solomon is. I don't. I've read some of Solomon's stuff, and I know enough to, yeah. And Solomon's is Psalms and that stuff too. But this Testament of Solomon, I guess it's an apocrypha or something. I have the Sefer that has apocryphas in it, but I guess I don't have them all, which I don't care to either. But this Testament of Solomon seems like it's really off the chain and deep wicked. And it proves that the Solomon does worship this sign of Emmanuel. See, go to my last video, because it says Solomon, these demons that are in Solomon's ring, that's going to be in freaking the wilderness. You know, it says how these demons are in fear of Emmanuel. This false sign and wonder, false peace. And these demons are freaking scared of this monkey God, which really all it is the sun, the S-U-N. The S-U-N. But anyways, let me get to this. Testament of Solomon confirms your assertion. The sons of El Elyon in Psalms 82 are the corrupt judicial scribes. No, that's a lie. This is a lie right here. And I'm going to get this lie straightened out. And Psalms 82 are the corrupt judicial scribes. Hold on. The judicial scribes. The judicial ones that are over these scribes. Such as the e-book, the e-word, and all them other names. The 70 shepherds that Yasharel was legally given over, have authority over. Okay, so Jeremiah 8:8, the lion pit of the scribes are these Jews, they're Jews. Y'all are not Jews, they are Jews. Y-E-W-S. Go look it up. That's where Jews come from. They are Jews. But the lion pit of the scribes is to the second temple. And to the third. It's all the ones that I've mentioned 1,000 times that are false prophet books. I know you're probably tired of hearing me say it, because... Okay, so let's get this right. So this is where they rip off and say that blood sacrifice was added by the lion pit and the scribes. That irks me right there, because I don't like somebody adding. Don't do that. You're not supposed to do that. Just because you don't understand things and you want to listen to these Essenes, these Greeks, does not mean what you're saying is true. You don't have the understanding of all these chapters like I do of what's really being said by Yahweh. I really pray that y'all accept instruction. Y'all might not even see it, but, okay, so these corrupt judicial scribes of Jeremiah 8, who used their lying pen to falsify the Torah, inventing the moving earth and blood sacrifice. So I'm not quite understanding this moving earth thing. I'm sure it has to do with the ebook somewhere, or the Jubilees, or the Enoch. Because remember, y'all need to go back to my last video and see what those books are really talking about. It's crazy. They're trying to portal out through the freaking firmament, man. These Babylonians and these Castine, bro, they're just astrologers and all this stuff. They're all into that stuff, bro. It's weird. It's all a myth. So, and blood sacrifice. You take away blood sacrifice, look how many things you're just destroying. You might as well just toss the book. You believe every word of the books of wisdom and apocryphas, but you destroy his sealed Torah. That is a witness of who he is and against us. If you do away with blood sacrifice, you're doing away with Pesach. You're doing away with all the feasts. You're doing away with the end time feast, Isaiah 25. See, this blood sacrifice that's inserted by the lion pen of scribes is this JC. But see, they're trying to get you not to eat at the end time feast is what they're trying to do. And y'all are falling for it. And that's why a lot of them are in these Essenes 10 Commandments where they're vegetarian. Because, and just like the book of Daniel, they're trying to make y'all not want to eat at the end time feast. If you're so against animal sacrifice, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. So she's with Zadok, she's with the Levites, but no animal sacrifice. Like, and we're going to get to that. Gosh, I gotta move on through because there's a lot to get to. And let me see, hold on, my thing ain't charging. Is this still recording? Yep. Oh no. Okay, I guess it's still recording. Okay. So, moving earth and blood sacrifice, Jeremiah 7:22. Now, let me go ahead and tell you, I see where they're ripping off Jeremiah 7:22. To prepare the way for the abomination of desolation. Yeah, over there in their false books. The worship of the hybrid lineage. And that in the holy room, H room temples found on every corner today. Wow. Okay, so Jeremiah 7. They go to it. Just like when they go to Isaiah 1, like where he says, I hate your new moon feasts and all this and your Sabbaths. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand why he's saying that. Those to their ancestors back then. That's why he said, I hate your new moons and your Sabbaths and all this. You're defiled. Your hands are defiled with blood. Wash yourself. Cleanse yourself. And then be obedient. And though your sins are scarlet, they will be white as snow. But they didn't listen. And then it says at the end that he would restore the judges and wise counsel as they used to have. But you got it being done in Babylon. So in Jeremiah 7, if they didn't cherry pick, they would see what is, I can't remember exactly what all is being said in that chapter, but I do know it's where it's being mentioned that the men were making the children were gathering wood, the men were making sacrificial fires, and the women were kneading dough cakes to the Queen of Heaven. Y'all's ancestors refused to quit serving these mighty ones, the host of heaven. They did. They said, no, we will not quit. They quit teaching his Torah. Yahweh is the victim, man. I feel so hurt for him. Because a lot of people's done him dirty. Even my own child. I've taught him for 6 years and he just walked away from him. He walked away from me too, and that's alright because I choose Yahweh over anybody. I don't care who it is. If it has to be my child that has to go, alright, so be it. I'm with Yahweh. So, let's see. Oh, it's still recording. Alright. It's 11:43? No, it's 12:43. I didn't know that. Okay, line pin. Blood sacrifice to prepare the way for the abomination and desolation. The worship of the hybrid. Okay, I read that. The conspiracy of the scribes. The line pen Jeremiah 8:8. You identified the sons of El Elyon, Psalms 82, as the authors of deception. Jeremiah 8:8 in the stone Tanakh explicitly charges these scribes with manufacturing a false Torah. And see, I didn't realize that chapter actually was saying that. I mean, I knew what all it's saying, but I didn't know it was saying. I knew it said, so how can you say you are wise when and the Torah is with us? Behold, the lying pen of the scribes has worked falsehood. That's how I thought it read. But I'm seeing this right here. It's saying that these scribes with manufacturing a false Torah. And I done figured out who these scribes are. These Essenes that are claiming they are Zadok. And they're not. The ones that hid the Dead Sea Scrolls. They said they are the ones that hid the Dead Sea Scrolls, man. We're going to get to it at least. Tessa Yah read through all of this and she didn't even let up. She ain't got a clue what she read. That's how Yahweh has her stumbling. Y'all don't want to stumble like her. Help her out. If y'all can, help her out. But she is really authoritative. She's, you know what I'm saying? She's that Isaiah 29 that's really just, she's fresh out the church, number one. And then she gets into that, you know what I'm saying? You got to let all that stuff go. I don't know. She ain't having much time to wake up. I mean, I've been awake for 6 years. I mean, I've been studying the prophets for day in and day out. I'm talking, y'all don't even understand how much I've been repeating myself. And I'm still doing it to this day. Like, nothing's changed. I've went deeper. Yes, just when I thought I couldn't go deeper. Yahweh just brought me deeper. Yeah. And just when, probably within the last 2 or 3 months. 2, at least. Dang, I get thrown off. Okay, so okay, hold on. The end of that, false Torah. See, that I didn't do this good. Okay, the indictment, whatever. How can you say we are wise and the Torah of Yahweh is with us? Behold, the lying pen of the scribe has made it into a falsehood. Well, it said false Torah earlier. And that's that damn Essenes Book of Moses stuff. See, there's a lot of extra books that I never knew there was, like this Testament of Solomon, this Apocalypse of Abraham that doesn't even sound good. I would be terrified to read that book. I almost read it, but I don't want to. I don't like reading books with demons and stuff in it. And see, it's just natural feeling to me because I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be messing around with no demons. Because I know what that leads to. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. My neighbor over here, he constantly be watching them demon shows, bro. And I'm telling you, I can't do it. There ain't no way. I don't even watch TV. I don't do that. This is all I do is scripture. I have a TV, but it stays unplugged. The only time it ever comes on, if my neighbor comes over. Okay. The connection, these scribes are the gods, Elohim judges. See, those 70 shepherds that Yasharel was put in the hand to of Psalms 82, whom Yahweh condemns to die like men because they're cherubim. Just like Yahweh says to the sun and moon in Ezekiel 28, 11, 19, and Isaiah 47. He's going to pull fire from the midst of him. He tells the moon chick he's not going to meet her as a man. They have tried. That's why it says the sun and moon is going to be confounded, and only Yahweh is going to be exalted in that day. They've been trying to be like Yahweh this whole time, still up to this day. Yasharel's never been released from captivity underneath them. Never. This is why they was trying to kill Jeremiah, because he was saying that the punishment was going to be long. You got to go read Jeremiah 29. and get the full context. It says, in that day you shall seek me and find me, when you search for me with all your heart. Then I will end your captivity. And Teshayah rips off that. Well, she don't even rip it. Well, she don't even know about Jeremiah 29. I tried to tell her, but she ain't heard nothing. And then she goes over to what? 2 Chronicles 15? And says, I'll seek me with all your heart and all this. Chronicles is trash. It's a Second Temple book. But, these scribes are whom Yahweh condemns to die like men because they judged falsely and altered the foundations of the earth, Isaiah, destabilizing the fixed cosmology to hide the truth. See, I don't get that. Well, see, I think we're going to get into it where it does switch to solar, because I do know the ebook I noticed, because there was this one girl that was in the ebook, and she was saying that the Sabbath, I've heard Ayob Nasir say it too, they switched up from going from the moon to, a sign of the Sabbath and feast days, right? Well, I know the Sabbath, and it come from the ebook, and that's wrong right there. So, I don't know what all is going off in the ebook, but neither do I care. So, I know. Hey, like I told you, I was watching that video of that sister. I didn't finish telling you. I was shaking to death, y'all. I was shaking, y'all. This stuff it's making me sick, and I'm shaking over it. Those books scare me, man. They scare me. And they will bite you if you try to read them. They will. You got to stay out of them. Okay. So, disabling the fixed cosmology, okay. The indictment, cosmology truth, fiction. Okay, the blood sacrifice hoax. See, it's not no hoax. Why? Yeah, it was said that he didn't require sacrifices. He just got through telling you what they were doing. That's why he said that. Because they were making sacrificial they were gathering wood and making sacrificial fires, and making cakes for the Queen of Heaven, or kneading dough. That's why he said that. These lying pen and the scribes and their false prophet books are telling them this, right? So what y'all need to do, if you want to, go to these chapters. I don't know if Jeremiah 7 is cross-reference. I can look right quick. It's definitely worth looking. Because these lies, and it's so easy. When you read Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel, always look what they cross-reference to. And then go read that and then line it up with what Yahweh just said. Jeremiah, what'd I say? 7? No. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at 7 too. Yeah, so here we go. Where's this one? Let's see. Okay, right here. So, here we got this is Jeremiah 6. They're cross-referencing where Yahweh says in chapter 6, verse 16. Thus says Yahweh, stand ye in the ways, and see, and ask for the ancient paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. Pause. They're cross-referencing you to Matthew 11. 28, 29. This is to this lion pen of the scribes, Second Temple. But they said, we will not walk therein. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the shofar. But they said, we will not hearken. Same things going on. See, that's why Yahweh tells us everything, what they were saying, refusing, doing this, doing that, pressing the stranger, rose up against them as the enemy, exalting themselves above him, worship all kinds of foreign, other mighty ones, the host of heaven. It was bad what they did to him. And still doing to him. That's the bad part, because they're really doing it bad. They're doing it bad. Look, I helped this one guy the other day. I tried to. This was the second time, last time. New breed. You got to watch how these people... See, he's really far behind. He's still in, I guess, the church. He seems like he's... I know he's in the New Testament, JC. And he's calling on God. That shows how behind he is. But look... I was like, I've already tried to help you, but I'm going to help you one more time. And I point out the fact, why does your God say you got to go through imprisonment, starvation, and death? You know what I'm saying? And I said some more things I don't know exactly. But the next couple of videos, he started making about me. But this is what the New Testament people do. See, when they hear something different that they ain't never heard before, they're taught to think these are demons, right? Demons. And that it's Satan or these demons or in the last days it says that these false prophets are frogs. And David's going to be the beast and Yahweh's the dragon. Daniel, where it talks about changing times and seasons. From Daniel 7. See, Daniel's a false prophet book. But Daniel 7, where it's talking about the one that's being slain and the changing times of law is actually where David is going to fulfill Micah 5 and Isaiah 53. And Zechariah says only Yahweh will know why, when the sun and moon doesn't give, and the stars don't give its light anymore, how there is still light. That's important. But nobody gets that. I mean, see, y'all are not only just being, he knows y'all ain't going to listen to his word. But he's warning y'all in these false prophet books. Yes. Yes. But y'all still. Where did I get to? The Lion Pen Scribes inserted the mandate for blood sacrifice. Wow. Which Yahweh explicitly denies ever commanding. That's a lie. This proves that theology is based on a scribe invented fiction. That's just to throw you off. The denial, for I did not speak with your forefathers, nor did I command them on the day I took them out of the land of Mitzrayim. Yeah, because they wouldn't get rid of the vile image. Y'all got to go read Ezekiel 20 and understand what he's trying to show y'all, that he's not giving no messages to anybody in Babylon. And then lays out the transgressions. And then he says, what does it say? How y'all trying to be like the nations all around you who serve idols of wood and stone. And he says, go ahead and worship him, but soon y'all going to listen to him, and he's going to plead with y'all in the wilderness, bro, and hold you up to the terms of the covenant. Did you add or take away? Did you have another mighty one before me? Did you make mention of the name of other mighty ones? Did you oppress the stranger? Did you add and take away from his Torah? That's huge. Did you obey the voice of his servant? Isaiah 50. So, let me see if there's another cross-reference. Yes, there is another cross-reference. And I knew this, Jeremiah 8. I mean, I kind of forgot, but... Hold on. Shoot. Where am I? There we go. Okay, there it is. So they're cross-referencing. This is the lion pen of the scribes. I got a video, or maybe I don't, about the Isaiah 1 through 3, where they're going to gather the bones. See, Trump done said they got the bones. He just come to Memphis, Tennessee. This shit's about to go down, y'all. Y'all better wake up. Trump says he's anointed by God to build this third temple. And they're saying their Messiah is fixing to be here, and all this stuff is about to go down. Yahweh is going to step in just the right time. And they're going to do their oppressive stuff. The water ain't going to overflow you. The fire ain't going to burn you. It's going to be catastrophic. It's going to be catastrophic. We're going to be crying out to him for water. He's going to give us bread of adversity, water of affliction. That's Isaiah 41. That's Isaiah 30. We're not going to be, people, the idolaters are going to be laughing and thinking they're going to be eating popcorn when there ain't going to be no popcorn. So that's where they don't even realize that there's not going to be no popcorn, y'all. That's what they think. So while everybody's suffering, dying of starvation, because we're in the days where everybody's going to be put to death for JC. And a lot of people that are claiming they're Yah only are still serving JC. And they don't even know it. Because they won't listen to Yahweh's voice and his word. And flee Babylon properly. See, Zechariah falsely had your ancestors. Well, I mean, these were books raised up in Babylon. So your ancestors didn't technically go through this. These are books being raised up in Babylon to make you think this is what happened. And that they already fled from the land, from Babylon, and from the land in the north, and from all the nations they were scattered. But Jeremiah 23 and what Jeremiah is 11 or 13 both state that no longer will they quote this proverb, saying, as surely as Yahweh lives, because he don't die. He don't die, he never come in the flesh. As surely as Yahweh lives, who brought his people out of the land of Mizraim. But it will be they will no longer say that, but Yahweh, as surely as Yahweh lives, who brought up the children of Yasharel from the land of the north and from all the countries they were scattered. And that's it. That's it. It don't say nothing about no in-between 70-year captivity. It does not. It does not. So the lion pen of the scribes over here in Jeremiah 8 is right here. Exactly where Jeremiah 8:8. How do you say we are wise and the Torah of Yahweh is with us? Lo, certainly the lion pen of the scribes has made it a lie. Right there. They're cross-referencing you to Romans and 2 Corinthians 2:17. So, let's go to Jeremiah 7 a little bit. Let me see. No, I'm not, because that's just too much. I'm not going to do that. I got to get through this. It's right here. Okay, denies the command, and this proves the command denial for not to speak with your forefather. Okay. Abomination of the text describes the demons prophesying the coming of the Son of Man, Emmanuel's. Remember, these demons in Solomon's ring. These demons, these freaking goat demons, man, and these monster things. Yeah. These texts describe the demons prophesying the coming of the Son of Man, Emmanuel, who would assert their power. The Son of Man is the Son, S-U-N, who these demons, these in Solomon's ring. Woo, this stuff is dark, y'all. This stuff is dark. Who would assert their power and be worshipped in the atrium. Holy place temples. See, this is what these ones that are Yah only, they're falling for this stuff. They think they're going to ascend up. Chapter 15. The demon's prophecy. Oh, gosh. The demon I ain't even trying to say that. The wind, ooh. And the, tells Solomon that their power will only be broken by the one who is to be born of a virgin and crucified, whose name is the, wow. The abomination and desolation is not a statue. See, this whole abomination desolation thing, I haven't quite got figured out. I really don't. And because it's conflicting to me. It can go either way. And I haven't quite felt it's a false book. But in the false books, it actually tells you the truth. Like, it'll say David's a beast, Yahweh's a dragon. It'll tell you what's actually going to happen, but it'll try to, merge you to something else, believe in something else. So, anyways, the abomination. So, it could be where, this abomination and desolation that causes desecration. I think it could be this, what they're fixing to do with this third temple. They're this Messiah thing. They're fixing but it could be a lie. It could be true prophecy where, David, if you read Revelations, you'd understand. But they talk about, and I know true prophecy, so when I read that, I see right through it. But it talks about when this beast is killed, right? And the second beast, the first beast comes back to life, and something like the second beast gets them to worship the first beast, and there's a statue or something like that. All of it is talking about, and just like Matthew 24, it says when you see that the carcasses and the vultures know that the time is near, that is the end. Because Isaiah 53 and Micah 5 just came to pass. The vultures, the dead body, he says don't go to the chambers, the secret chambers, right? Well, if you didn't go, you just missed out, right? So then, Yahweh's going to put them out of the land, and they're Gog and Magog, Micah 5:1. That ain't been fulfilled. And then Yasharel takes their places amongst the nations, and they go out killing their enemies. He's going to make them a sharp instrument having many teeth. And that's in Isaiah 41 too. Isaiah 41. 2, not the number 2. And Micah 5. So, the lineage itself, the worship of the Son of Man. The abomination statue is not a statue, but the lineage itself, David, it could be that. The worship of a Son of Man, hybrid Elioid in the place of Yahweh. David is giving, Yahweh is giving David, he's going to be king, prince. He is going to rule. He's going to be Yahweh's arm that's going to rule for him and feed Yahweh's flock in his majesty. I don't know where I was going with that, but the lineage itself, the worship of the Son of Man, hybrid Elioid, that's ridiculous, these hybrid Elioids. I still can't figure out totally. It's just to throw you off. I don't know what the heck they are. In the place of Yahweh, the hybrid Elioids, I ain't even going to try to figure that out right now. The H room, holy room, this refers to the Holy of Holies of the Hekel. This is in heaven. The prophecy warns that this man will be set up in the holy place, temples, churches on every corner. That's to throw you off. Causing the desolation of the true law. This could either be used either way, just like I explained it. Causing the desolation of the true law. So what they're calling the true law is the Gospels. It could be David destroying that. You know what I'm saying? Because the Christians are going to be put to death. Everybody that's for JC is going to be put to death. And David's going to have a righteous branch that when he makes his life an offering for sin, he's going to have many children. And then, guess what? It's prophesied they're going to be judging throughout the earth too. So David is in Jerusalem and his righteous branches throughout the earth. The earth spirit, this refers to the Holy of the Hekel. Okay. Most High shall think to change times and laws. That is David when actually he's being killed. You got to read up above it. But it's not true prophecy. Daniel is trash. But it's still... These false books are telling you what to come. Is what... They can't... They're trying... Of course they got to tell you what's coming. Because it's going to come to pass. So when everybody sees it... And they finally see it, they're brainwashed to already think it's something else when it's not, when it gets here. So the evidence of the moving earth lie, heliocentrism, was necessary to change the times calendars from the fixed Enochian gates, sun moves, to fixed calendar. To change the times calendar from the fixed Enochian gates, sun moves, to the solar sun-centric model, earth moves, thereby turning the things upside down, Isaiah 29:16. The original Paleo Hebrew Tanakh. There's some stuff I missed off. It's going from different stuff, so I'm sorry about that. But still, I'm going to try to get... Yeah, I need to get down here. So, the Paleo... It's not called Paleo. There's no O in ancient Abrit script symbols. Hidden in plain sight, the original Paleo Hebrew Tanakh you mentioned is the key because it predates the square script. The square, they're talking about that Babylonian Hebrew block script that everybody thinks is the ancient language that's identical to Egyptian hieroglyphics that's having you worship the sun, moon, and stars. Because it predates the square script adopted during the Babylonian exile, the very era when the lion pen of the scribes, influenced by Babylon, began altering the text. The inversion, the square script, and this is what I try to tell everybody before. I was like, these Hebrew block squares are like building blocks. And it's reaching to, like, in the heaven, the Tower of Babel. You know what I'm saying? It's trying to open a portal through the firmament. It's exactly what it's doing. I just now finally got that. The square script version, Masoretic, contains the vowel and edits that obscure... Hold on. Edits that obscure the pedestal, earth, and no sacrifice commands. The solution, returning to the Paleo Hebrew, removes the interpretive vowel points added by the scribes, revealing the book of Yahweh, Isaiah 34:16, where the mates... See, I'm missing something right here. The inversion, the square script versions... The Masoretic, that's that Babylonian JPS, contains the vowel and edits that obscure the pedestal. I don't know what the pedestal is. See, I missed previously. Remember how I said Job socket? What was that pedestal? I missed it. I might have to go back to that. I don't know. I might not even go back to it. So I got to get ready, like, for Passover. I keep saying that. And time's running short. It takes a long time to get ready for Passover. The solution, returning to the Paleo Hebrew, removes the interpretive... okay. So, the book of Yahweh 34:16, where the mates that... the goat and moon demons. And the fixed laws of the luminaries are clearly seen exposing the atrium churches at the temple of the... based on the evidence from the Stone Tanakh. Paleo Hebrew inscriptions in the Apocalypse of Weeks. The original Paleo Hebrew Tanakh instructs the Israelites to abandon the lion pen of the scribes. Blood sacrifice, yeah, right. The Son of Man worship, yeah. And return to the covenant of lips. Mark them, this is right here, watch this. Covenant of the lips mark themselves with the Paleo Tav law. And call upon the pure name. That pure word is pagan. That Tav, how they're twisted, is fixing to explain, to escape the apostate generation. The instructions, Hosea 14:3, replace blood with words. The mark Okay, Ezekiel 9:4 is the true mark, but it wasn't. I'm going to get into it. The Paleo Tav, it's really the Thu symbol. It's not Tav. It's the Thu symbol. The Thu symbol signature, the calendar. And see, that's probably where they get that sign that of that X sign, and they said it was a sign. What was it? King David talks about it all the time. No. What are you doing? Verse ebook, the law versus apostasy language, Zephaniah pure tongue. I need to actually go back over Zephaniah to see how it's reading to me now. I've always thought Zephaniah was legit, but with the level understanding I have now, I don't know. I'd have to go back. The covenants of the lip, no blood. The most critical paleo instruction is the rejection of the Levitical blood sacrificial system. Yeah, right. Well, it was supposed to stop. He banished the priests of the sanctuary, but it will resume. And see, I'm going to end this video because it's getting long, but, I'm going to eventually get to where I need to get to, because my notes, because she's saying that there's these Levites that are the sons of the darkness, and then there's these winner Essene Zadok priests, that they're the winners, and she wants to be on the winning side. And I'm not seeing what that. I see that she's in grave error. So these Levites that are sons of darkness is actually the ones that are is Malachi, and the ones that thinks they are priests, that they're a priest right now, and that there's this second temple and third temple fixing to be built. Those are the sons of darkness. Now, the winners over here that she's talking about, the Zadok, yeah, they are spoken about in Ezekiel 44, I think it is. But it's not the Essenes. Go look up the Essenes, y'all. I was going to pull all that up. I have it ready, but I'm just so tired. I'm tired. It's 12. It's 1:16. But, yeah, I'll just pick up and try to get another video out tomorrow. Shalom.